Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is The Local Live.
Good evening, I'm Marcella Milder.
And I'm Kat Galliano, and welcome to The Local Live.
We're here to bring you the latest news in Larchmont and Mamaroneck communities.
Let's take a look at what's coming up on tonight's show.
Are you hunting for a summer job? Then look no further. Stay tuned for our roundtable discussion with Tom Cerna, founder of Youthhire.
A shout out to Mamaroneck High School teachers for being one of the best in New York. More details coming up.
The Village of Mamaroneck Summer Camp and LMC-TV join forces. More coming up.
We have the scoop on the upcoming performances in Mamaroneck. Stay tuned for more.
Do you love being primped and pampered? Stay tuned to find your new favorite personal care boutique, Pink on Palmer.
And let's find Baxter, our pet of the week, a new home.
Do you think your high school teachers are the best? Well, if you live in Mamaroneck, they are. Niche.com recently released the 2015 list of high schools with the best teachers in New York State. Dozens of schools within the top 100 are located right here in the Hudson Valley and Long Island. Great Neck South High School came in as number 1. Mamaroneck earned 36th. According to state standards, 98% of students at Mamaroneck High School are considered proficient in math and/or reading. According to Larchmont Mamaroneck Patch, Niche ranked more than 100,000 public and private schools based on dozens of statistics and opinions from students and parents. Congratulations, Mamaroneck! To get the full story, visit the Larchmont Mamaroneck Patch online. Did you notice the commotion on Harbor Island this Tuesday? If you were there, you witnessed a water balloon fight for LMC-TV's film Super Soaked, coming this fall. Students from the Village of Mamaroneck Summer Day Camp showed their community spirit by collaborating with LMC-TV's Summer Filmmaking Workshop to shoot this scene. With around 100 campers of various ages and 200 water balloons from the Toy Box on Boston Post Road, the two groups got to cool off and enjoy a beautiful summer day.
This is a group from LMC-TV, and they're doing something very cool. They're shooting a movie. You get to be playing a very special role as extras today because you're going to get to have a water balloon fight. Oh, wow. Nobody said yay. Okay.
All right, Super Soaked. Scene 1, Armageddon. Take 1. That was awesome!
LMC-TV instructor Dina Schumacher expressed her appreciation with a quote. Denise, the camp director, was amazing. She brought her camp kids together very quickly to help us. They were very cooperative and enthusiastic. It felt like a true community experience. Don't miss out on this fun production. You'll be able to see the full short this fall on lmctv.org. Now let's turn to Mike Witch to see what interesting stories are running in the local media this week.
This Sunday, August 9th, a peaceful protest will take place from 12 to 3 outside Best Breeds Pet Store at 154 Mamaroneck Avenue. The owner of the store, Richard Doyle, was first charged with animal abuse back in 2011 after selling a diseased animal from his store in Wappingers Falls, one of 3 he owns in Westchester. 7 other customers have since reported that puppies from Doyle's store became sick soon after purchase. Doyle pled guilty to animal abuse, yet is still permitted to operate his stores since only the state can yank a pet store owner's license. Check out the Poughkeepsie Journal for the original story. On July 26th, Mamaroneck resident Sam Carliner, I hope I said your name right, Sam, completed the Ironman in Lake Placid, his 4th time. Not only did he finish under his goal of 12 hours, he also raised over $6,000 for Forever Families Through Adoption, Incorporated, a nonprofit agency and resource center in Westchester County. Carliner is the secretary of the board of the organization, and he was sponsored through his donation web link. To learn more about the agency, visit www.foreverfamiliesthroughodoption.org and visit the Mamaroneck Daily Voice to read the full story. This week, the White Plains Common Council plans to vote on the proposed construction of a new private school on the former location of the Ridgeway Country Club. The French-American School of New York, also known as FASNY, hopes to convince neighboring residents of the country club that a new school is preferable over other development options at that golf course. If they succeed, the current FASNY schools in Larchmont, Mamaroneck, and Scarsdale would be combined into one. To learn more, check out the Mamaroneck Daily Voice. And sadly, the use of heroin is once again on the rise in Westchester, as was reported in the Larchmont-Mamaroneck Patch. Westchester DA Janet DeFiore, the author of the story, says that she's deeply concerned about the effect that heroin is having on the lives of Westchester citizens. While efforts to crack down on the illegal use of painkillers have been successful, a national survey reveals that heroin use among individuals 12 years and older has nearly doubled. This may simply be because heroin is cheaper and in greater supply than prescription medications. Law enforcement in Westchester will continue to pursue drug traffickers and help educate citizens about the dangers of drug abuse. For the full story, check out the Larchmont-Mamaroneck Patch. And after a recent rainfall on July 18th, a red hue attributed to clay from the Sport Time tennis courts was once again seen in the Mamaroneck Harbor. A similar incident occurred back in August last year and was reported by Catherine Desmond, the director of the nearby Marine Education Center. The discolored water is just a tip of the iceberg. There are other problems in the park. A remediation plan is in the works, and the relocation of Sport Time facilities may be a future possibility. Check out the Mamaroneck Review to learn more. Well, those are just a few of the news items that caught our eye this week in the media. Thanks to our reporter, Sarah Marsh, I'm Mike Witch.
Coming up next, we'll be talking to Tom Cerna about his new website, Youthire.
Many families are heading out on their summer vacations are in need of some last-minute help.
And that's where Youthhire.com comes in. Today we have Tom Cerna, the founder of Youthhire, and he'll explain this innovative new idea that will help communities everywhere. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me stop by.
So tell us, explain a little bit about Youthhire. It's really an innovative idea. So,
Well, the concept came about about summer ago, and I needed somebody to water my plants when I was going away, and we didn't have somebody to do that. So the idea came to me that this might be a good idea for a website, and just based on that idea, I, had somebody create the website. So we launched in January of 2014, and currently I live in Glen Head, Long Island, which is about 20 miles from here. But I grew up in Larchmont, and I attended Mamaroneck High School. And actually the idea also came to me because when I was at the high school, they have the YES office, where
Youth Employment
the
Service.
Youth Employment Service. And I had done a lot of odd jobs through the YES office. So I just thought with the technology that's available today, that this might be a good idea to have an online website where you could connect homeowners with local area young adults, where the homeowner could post an odd job or a simple task, and you'd have kids in the area register with the site, and then they could view those jobs posted to the site and apply for them. And if they're assigned the job, then they perform the job.
So in terms of young adults, like what age, bracket of kids or young adults can qualify, really?
Right. It's 16 to 26 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, we've really wanted to keep it in that age range. Students, high school students, college students, and college students just recently graduating from college. It's a tough economy for that age group. You hear it a lot. Young adults aren't able to find full-time work. So, this might be something that helps them out, just to make some money in their spare time. For high school students, they can fit it into their hectic schedules. For college students, something to help them out. If I had this in college, I would have been all over it. Because you always need a little extra money.
What kind of jobs do you, now you're just starting this out, so not a lot of jobs have been posted yet, but what are the more popular jobs that you foresee?
Sure. Well, I've been mostly seeing gardening, garden maintenance, lawn work. We've been seeing more heavy lifting, such as moving furniture, helping out in a move. So it's mostly been that type of job, but we also want to attract, like mothers who could, maybe take on a child or a mother's helper, babysitting. So we're really trying to get the word across also to mothers that this could be good, for helping out with taking care of their kids or that sort of thing.
And you check out the people who post the jobs in some way?
Like
yes.
a background, sort of?
Yes. Well, for when a young adult registers with the site, he has to create what's called a profile page. So that's a snapshot of who he is or she is, and explains background about them. They can provide a personal narrative, and they can talk about maybe some achievements that they've earned during high school or college. So that gives a good little snapshot. But part of since we launched the site, we've had comments from users of the site, specifically homeowners, saying who are these kids that we're hiring here? How do we really know that these are good people? So we've implemented background checks online. So that supplements the profile page. And again, going back to what I said in the beginning, is that we've tried to keep this community-based.
Right.
So when somebody posts a job, you can type in the zip code where you live, and you'll see the jobs within 5 miles of that zip code. So we want to keep that community-based concept with the site, so that you're hiring somebody that lives within your community.
And to sign up online, it's free?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's free. So
yes.
Make sure everybody signs up, because it's free.
Yeah.
And a question for you also is, how does the payment process work, like from homeowner to young adult, or?
Sure. The way it works is the homeowner, before they post their first job, has to provide credit card information. And that information is stored on the site, so when the job is completed, they can go into their account and then just choose the Make a Payment button, and then that'll bring up, the job that was just completed, and then the credit card information that's stored will be used to make that payment. So there's no cash. There's, cash is not transferred, or cash isn't used for payment of a job.
Okay.
So then the way it would work is that that payment comes to a bank account under my company's name, and then from there I would move the money to, the kid that just finished the job. They have to have an account created with something called popmoney.com, which connects my bank account with their bank account. So then I can transfer the money from my bank account to their bank account. And I also retain a 15% fee. So if the homeowner posts a job, for $15 an hour, it'll show on the job board at $12.75 an hour. So that's minus the 15% fee. And that's how I'm able to keep the site up and running, and operational costs and that sort of thing. So going back to what I was saying before, the technology that's available today, without that, I wouldn't be able to have this site.
How would you think, I'm thinking as a parent, especially for the younger kids who sign up, from somebody who wants to hire them for less than honorable purposes, from being taken advantage of, let's say?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Well, you talked about the homeowner wanting to know who's this kid I'm hiring.
Correct.
Well, if I was the parent of a younger kid who's going to work, do you do any checks on the people who are doing the hiring?
Absolutely. It's also a requirement for the homeowner that they have to undergo a background check.
Okay.
So just to be clear, it's, as I said, the technology that's available today, the core infrastructure would be the social media. You have geographic software today, plus the mobile devices. So with those 3 devices or tools, this site, you can have a site such as this. So using social media, you can, through Facebook or, connecting with the community, you can do a background on your own. In fact, there's some sites today, such as for babysitting, that was a major concern for them. Who's that person that I'm going to be hiring to take care of my child? And that was an obstacle or a hurdle that they had to overcome. And that was one of the ways that they approached it was, using social media, such as Facebook. So these are the things that, are really helpful in terms of, these concerns that people have.
I could think of one thing I'd like to hire a young person for is to teach me some more about computers, software that I don't know.
It's funny you say that, because the person now who's my website developer, he's 18 years old, and he's a genius. I mean, it's just amazing. If you're putting together a website today, there's a lot of kids in high school that are just amazing with the computers.
Do you give anybody guidance about how much they should offer to pay?
No.
Is there a going rate for certain kinds of jobs?
It's a good question, because only history will be the guide. So going forward, if somebody were asked that question, I could say, okay, historically, we've seen that the average for pulling weeds, might be $12 an hour.
Right.
Whereas something that's, involves, heavy lifting, that might be 20 to 25. That's kind of what I'm seeing now.
Yeah.
The gardening-related jobs are more in the $12 to $15 range, and then the moving furniture is more in $20 to $25 range. But I think over time, I'll have a better idea of what people. It's kind of like the site is set up that it's market forces at work when you think about it. So when you post your job, if it's considered to be too low a price, you won't have kids apply for it.
Yeah.
So what you can do then, in that case, is you can change, the pay. And I've seen that, where some people have tried to, put in a low price.
Right.
They don't get any responses. They increase the price, and then they get responses to their job.
Do you have a dispute handling mechanism?
We do. The way it works, when the kid has finished his job, he has to mark the job as completed. So now the system knows that he's marked the job as completed. The homeowner, the job provider, receives an email that this person just marked your job as being completed. You should go into the system and make payment.
Right.
So at that point, if they dispute that, they can dispute that the job was not completed. I'll receive an email, and then we can try and work it out and see, exactly the details of what the situation involves. I haven't had any of those yet, thank God. So I'm hoping we don't get too many of those.
So you're kind of in beta form right now, in where you're at right now in Long Island.
Yes.
And you're trying to bring it to this area, right?
Exactly. I didn't want to have like a mass launch of this website in the event that I'd run into some issues. So I basically spent the last 18 months, fine-tuning this and tweaking it and making sure that any bugs or adding, features like the background check. And we also now have liability insurance, and I can talk about that later. And now I think I've gotten to the point where I've also developed a track record where we have, we've gotten quite a few positive testimonials from people who've used the site. So now
That's a good
I
thing.
think it's at the point now where I can,
You can
take
start,
it
yeah.
outside my immediate
Yeah.
area.
So the website is?
Youthhire.com.
Is there a phone number, or we just go just the website?
Well, the email address to contact me would be support@youthhire.com.
Okay.
What I need to remind you, it's 1H.
1H.
Yes, 1H.
Right, so it's youthire.com.
Okay. And you want to quickly mention liability, because we're running out of time here.
Okay. Yes, we now have liability insurance that would cover up to $1 million in accidental claims. Part of the registration process for the homeowner is they have to sign off agreeing that they have homeowners insurance for themselves.
Right.
So it's part of the agreement to sign up. But as an additional added layer, we we just took on liability insurance, so we have that in place as well.
That's vital to do in this day and age with
It is.
legalistic
Definitely.
mentality sometimes, and yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for coming by,
Thank
and
you.
hope you'll stop by again and give us an update.
All right.
Okay?
Well, I hope I'm around to be able to do that.
I hope so again. And the youth, it's Youthhire.com.
Youthhire with 1H. Important.
Okay. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with our trivia answer and more community stories.
Watching the local live.
The only news show on Larchmont and Mamaroneck on LMC-TV.
Do you love live dance performances? Check out this interview with Solange DeSantis and find out why August in Mamaroneck is all about dancing.
If you missed out on the Village of Mamaroneck Summer Concert Series, have no fear because this month it's all about dancing. Solange DeSantis, the chair of the Village of Mamaroneck Arts Council, gives us the scoop about the latest events for the month of August in our community.
Here at Columbus Park, we have a very special dance performance. It is Sunday, August 30th at 4 p.m. Nelida Tirado Flamenco will be performing here with musical accompaniment, and it's part of our Dance in August program.
Is there any other program going on apart from this live performance?
Yes, in fact, you will see these flyers up all over town, and it's called Dance in August. The first event that we have is this Saturday, August the 8th, at the Mamaroneck Public Library. It's the first of 3 films on dance, and the first one is Joffrey, Mavericks of American Dance, and it's about the great choreographer Robert Joffrey. The others are August 22nd, Fosse, about Bob Fosse, and August 29th is Carmen, retold in flamenco and directed by Carlos Saura. And it fits with the flamenco performance that we'll have here live on Sunday, August 30th.
Remember that for updates, you can always visit the Village of Mamaroneck Arts Council Facebook page. So don't miss out on these fun free events put together by the Village of Mamaroneck Arts Council. In Columbus Park, I'm Kat Galliano. Pink on Palmer is Larchmont's premier cosmetics and self-care store. Let's find out more.
I'm Marchelle Milder, and we're here at Pink on Palmer. Let's find out why this is every girl's dream boutique. Pink on Palmer has been a trademark of Palmer Avenue for 14 years, with its counterpart in Rye, New York. We had the chance to speak with owner Judy Graham, who explains to us the key of running a successful business.
The secret to 14 years of being here, I would say number one is that I have people working for me who are really lovely women, well informed about our products, that are just really nice people who can help you find exactly what you need.
Pink prides itself on their carefully selected array of beauty and bath care items. You can find brands from Times to Tweezerman to Kiehl's.
I would like to encourage people to shop locally. People who haven't been in the community as long, they really need to decide that they are going to spend their Saturday or their whatever day works for them and actually shop downtown and see what we have, because we have a lot to offer.
Pink is one-stop shopping for all, offering products and brands for everyone, including the art of shaving for your hubby or dad, and Naughty Girl for your little sister. Plus, when you're done shopping, you can enjoy a complimentary makeover.
We do have a website. It's www.thepinkshops. And while we don't sell online, you're welcome to take a look at what our product lines are. And we're happy to put together any gifts and even deliver them if it's more convenient for the customer.
Whether it's hair, nails, skincare, or makeup, Pink on Palmer is the place for you. So come down to the corner of Palmer and Chatsworth to check it out. Meet the handsome Baxter, a beautiful beagle mix. He is 1 to 2 years old and is known by many as a kennel clown. He is fun, playful, and very trainable. In fact, he already knows how to wait for food, toys, or a door to be opened. Baxter would thrive in a home with older children because of his energy, but loves younger kids too.
Please contact Pet Rescue at www.ny-petrescue.org if you're interested in adopting this wonderful little guy.
Thanks for tuning in to The Local Live. As always, it's been a pleasure to keep you updated with our community news.
And don't forget to check out our website for more news and community programming at www.lmctv.org. For internships and volunteer opportunities, send your email to thelocallive@lmctv.org. We love hearing from you.
That's the news for today. I'm Marcella Milder.
And I'm Kat Galliano. See you next week.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is The Local Live.